Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Infernal Brotherhood of Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders weekly review
Yeah.
of Star Wars Resistance Season 2, Episode 3, Live Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was
Live
okay.
fire. See, and I was like, when I was finished, I walked out of the front room and I was like, am I becoming stupid? Or was this not as bad as the past episodes have been?
You know what it was?
What?
Severe lack of Niku.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, I just now started thinking, well, maybe it's because it was all just starfighters.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't good.
No.
Like we know they can do a lot better when it comes to starfighters and dogfights and all that shit. But it was okay.
Yeah, it was something. That was interesting. All right, let me give you a quick rundown of what this episode was about. Essentially, it was broken up with A and B stories. So you had Tam in the First Order going out and flying for the first time, training drills, and simultaneously you had the Aces on the Colossus running out and flying team working drills. The Aces had to get past the idea of being racers and more of team members of a squad of starfighters, which was the biggest problem that they had to try to get over, and specifically the most annoying of the bunch, Hype Phazon. His voice, I know the actor that is playing him, and I actually don't mind the actor, but Hype Phazon's voice really gets on my nerves. Like,
Yeah,
really bad.
that's just too much.
It's fucking torture, man. It's the worst goddamn voice ever. Anyway, so the hook is that Yeager and Kaz are assigned as sort of the command elements. So Yeager is the command of this newfound resistance squad on the Colossus, and Kaz is sort of the sergeant of the group, as it were. The natural inclinations of frustrations between the Aces being put into a militaristic style come up, as of course they would. But they all end up getting over it and everything works out in the end. They go train on a small ice moon, which is inhabited by a Jakusk, which is just like a big manta ray with a mouth on its belly. And like these little, I don't know, crab legs underneath that are like feeders.
Yeah, it's like a giant flying stingray mixed with a horseshoe crab.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very meh
Yeah.
of monsters. But anyway, that's the hook that connects the entire unit of working together, which was the point of this show, teamwork, versus them just, doing their own thing and getting in each other's way. Interesting tidbits about the First Order training sequences, I thought, was seeing the drones, because the drones X-Wings were very much like the Clone Wars. They had like the little 2 extra stabilizers on each split wing.
Oh, yeah.
Which was kind of cool looking, I thought.
Yeah.
Nice little callback to the Clone Wars that we're also watching, but it didn't have a cockpit because it's just a drone. I did like that there was this moment of Tam fully understanding what it's like to be a soldier in the First Order versus just any type of other soldier or hero, is that she goes out of her way to not only do better than everyone else in shooting down these drones, but also to rescue her friend who got in front of her and was trying to cut her off so that he could kill the drone. And she ended up like stunning his craft, shot him into a spiral, and then she had to go save him with her X-Wing, or TIE Fighter, I mean. But then she was reprimanded for it and never got the promotion because specifically she was caring about someone else's life. And that's something that you cannot have as a First Order soldier. You follow your order no matter what. If that means you die, then you die. If that means you let others die, then you let others die. That's their role. And so you could see in her eyes, in little cartoon eyes, that she finally understood that. And it was probably a turning point for her, I would imagine. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, this was like a lull episode in a series that they shouldn't have lull episodes. We shouldn't have training montages at this point. Like everyone should know how to fly and fight, especially the goddamn Aces, especially when one of the Aces is an ex-Imperial fucking soldier.
Yeah, no shit.
Who Kaz got the drop on. What the hell was that?
It's because he's rusty.
Oh, okay.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know why, but my whole playlist isn't playing, so I'm gonna go back to the playlist and just hope it goes through. Yeah. So, what were your favorite parts of this episode?
I don't know. I didn't really have favorite parts. I mean, it was just an okay episode all around. I mean, it was cool to see them flying and shit. It was, I guess, seeing the TIE fighters training, because that's something we don't really ever get. Like, we get stormtroopers and stuff that are just like fully trained and just ready to kill themselves, basically. So I mean, it was cool to see how they do that. It was fun seeing them go up against the drones. I guess if I had to choose something, it'd probably be that.
Yeah, that felt, it just sort of took me back to playing old video games, like TIE Fighter video games a little bit. And I thought that was fun. I didn't hate the training montages, to be honest. It's just, there was no logic to it, I guess.
No.
Like, I just assumed that people,
season thing.
Like, how would you can't be an adult and not understand the dynamic of working with your friend. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And so these aces, they've been racing against each other for, I don't know, years maybe, but they still understand each other as peers and friends. And why would you not work with them when you know your life's on the line? It's just, it's a weird, it's like you're teaching children how to be nice children that they should have learned in preschool. Like, playing nice with others is a preschool lesson, not a fucking grown-ass soldier or ace pilot lesson.
Yeah.
It's weird, just weird.
Well, and especially because they battled together. Like, that's the thing that gets me. It's like, why?
Yeah, they already fought pirates together. Like, come on.
It's ridiculous.
They know better than just stupid stuff. Yeah, that even bothers me more now.
Yeah, I didn't honestly quite think of it. Even though they straight up say it in the fucking episode, I didn't quite consider it. And that's pretty dumb. Stupid.
All right, I'm starting to really not like this episode now, the more I think about it. It's it's just there was no meat to it. There was no real purpose for it. You had the Resistance learning to work as a team and help save each other. You had the First Order learning to follow orders and not necessarily care about the person next to you. It was just juxtaposing those two mental frames for soldiers, and for that sake it did it okay. But I don't know, what's your worst part of this, you think?
Having to pay for it. God, I'm still so pissed that they're not selling the full season. They're trying to get my money.
Yeah, dude.
I won't give it to them. It just, like, if I had to take anything away, like, the only real story, the only real thing that happened was Tam is finally starting to learn that, hey, the fascists are fascists.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And that's a good thing.
There's at least something, I guess.
Yeah. I can't remember. When I was watching it, there was something that struck me as the species that was Nine Numb. They were in the bar, and that species was there represented. And for some reason, that made me smile. Just seeing that alien with his little cheeks. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. I don't know. I feel like we'd already read enough about the First Order's practices that we know. Like, I realize most people don't dive into Star Wars like we do. And so they were not aware that the First Order was that way, or that the Empire trained that way as well. But that was like, we know that. Like, duh. And then,
they're the bad guys. Of course they do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been watching team working videos or cartoons since He-Man. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes you got to work together, and it takes you a little bit to get over your ego. Yeah. So that just kind of bugged me. But other than that, it was an meh episode. It wasn't terrible. Definitely wasn't good, but meh. I'm hoping next episode, at least something substantive happens.
I doubt it.
In every episode we're like, how can they keep doing this? And they keep doing this. So I'm just gonna have to be surprised. I don't know. All right. That's all I have for this episode. Anything else you want to touch on?
No. That's pretty much it.
All right, everyone.
Sorry to anybody that's watching it.
Sorry, William. Hope you guys enjoy these reviews of ours, even though they're almost always completely negative.
Hey,
We
you know
try.
what? Hopefully we get another signal for Sector 6.
Oh, dude. That
Like,
would be
I want, that's how the season finale should be, is they find out that the giant monster Kowakan monkey lizard, like, didn't die, and now he's a pirate and has a full gang.
His own pirate gang. Dude,
Like, then all of this would be worth it.
You just reminded me. That's what reminded me about what the little note that was great on this episode. On the wall of the bar is a Kowakian monkey lizard painted on the wall, like doing stuff.
Yeah.
I never noticed that until this episode. I was like, oh! Oh!
Yeah, either. I wonder if that's something new. Like, I wonder if that's something that the pirates did. Because, yeah, I don't remember seeing.
That would be cool. Huh. They didn't even mention it. I'm going to have to do a bit of a deep dive on that because I didn't see it noted anywhere. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this episode. Let us know what you thought of this Star Wars Episode 3 of Resistance Season 2 live fire meh thing. And we hope you let us know whether you hate our reviews or not in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hail all of the Star Wars gods, and until next time, may the force of those Star Wars gods be with you.
You'll be at the bottom, Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Yep, I knew that was the winner the second I heard him say that.
What's up, Princess Moon? Princess Moon.